Welcome to the first official video. I had a bit of a scare while recording this one. As you can see, I hid the little control window this time, and then immediately after I did that, I got super anxious about whether it was actually recording or not, which eventually caused me to panic and make some mistakes. That's just how I am. Maybe next time I'll keep the window, but put it outside the recording frame. Yeah, gotta outsmart the obsessive mind. Anyway, after 2 days of racking my brains, I finally came up with a new design series called Family Resemblance. Basically, I redesigned Team Ruby to look a little more like their parents, whichever parents I choose. These designs also have a bit of narrative behind them just to help me think. In my mind, almost every image comes with a story, and vice versa. Can't have one without the other. And the story behind these is practically another AU, but I'll get back to that later. So the Twitter people voted for me to draw Ruby first, I guess just because she's the main character and a fan favorite, because I am actually not very good at designing outfits for her. I don't know, she just doesn't really inspire me. The point is we're not going to be starting off with much of a bang, but that's okay, we'll get by. I chose to base Ruby on Taiyang for this because, well, to be honest, he's the only parent Ruby has with an actual design. Like, Summer was clearly kind of copy pasted off Ruby. It'd be kind of redundant to try to make her look like her mom. So we're using the dad. Unfortunately, his design is kind of lackluster too, which isn't a criticism really. He's the main character's dad who only shows up like 3 times in the show. He shouldn't have to have an amazing design, but that also means I don't get a lot to work with. I did use some things from his outfit though, like his vest, and I completely stole his glove thing. It's honestly the coolest thing he has on. And I also gave Ruby a little tattoo kind of like his. You'll see that near the end. And now, it's story time. Technically, this is just one half of the story. When I do Yang's design, I'll tell the other half. But here's Ruby's part. So, in this alternate universe for these designs, Raven took Yang with her when she left, so both half-sisters grew up as only children. And after Summer died, it was just Ruby and Taiyang, and I like to think they might have had a closer relationship because of that. Like in the canon, Yang is implied to be the one who spent the most time with Ruby and was always protecting her and caring for her, to the point where she was kind of like a surrogate mother. So without her around to be the go-between, Ruby would have to lean on her dad a lot more, and probably have more chances to be influenced by him. Maybe it'd affect her personality, like maybe she'd copy him and be more outgoing and less awkward. Or maybe she'd be even more shy, since she didn't have Yang around to drag her into social situations or just throw her to the wolves like at the beginning of Volume 1. So instead she'd keep to herself and focus more on fighting and weapon engineering, and then maybe part of her journey as a protagonist would be learning to speak up sometimes and find her own way to be a leader. Honestly, that's a version of Ruby we probably could have had in the real show, and it would have been really interesting to see. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, whatever. I just realized this Ruby design would have looked real neat with goggles, and I'll definitely give her some in the future. Till next time.